Hey guys, Jules here from Behind the Cork for another edition of What's in Your Glass Weekend Wine. I got a special one for you this weekend. I thought I'd sway away a little bit from France, get into one of my favorite, probably the favorite grape variety, and that is the Sangiovese grape variety from Italy. Probably the most known and most planted, most sold grape variety in Italy. There are others that are really up there. However, Sangiovese is a big one. So I wanted to let you guys in on a little information on what to expect. So let's get right into it. What I'm focusing on today, I went right to the top. So what we're looking at here is a Castelgiacondo from Marchese Frescobaldi. Hopefully you guys can see that. Brunello di Montalcino. So $52 Canadian. You're going to be expected to pay a little bit more from Brunello's. And really, this is the Sangiovese grape. So why is it called Brunello? Well, the Sangiovese grape is grown mostly in the Tuscan area. In this particular, in Montalcino, is known as the Brunello di Montalcino. Otherwise known as the Sangiovese Grosso. However, it's the Sangiovese grape, and this is 100% Sangiovese, aged in oak. So what to expect here? I'm going to taste it right away. So the reason why I really like it is, and it's one of my favorite, is that the cherry is really pronounced. Cherry, vanilla, great acidity. So the Sangiovese grape is going to have great acidity, and that is key to pairing it with tomatoes-based sauces. Even, basically if you're looking at lamb, if you're looking at beef, pork, this wine is your prime choice. However, if you want something that goes excellent with a linguine, with a tomato-based sauce, the Sangiovese grape is going to be key. Obviously, this is a higher price point, but what you're going to see here is just amazing. So also the Sangiovese grape has a little bit of a spicy finish. So if you guys are familiar with Syrah, Shiraz, you're going to get that slight spicy finish, around the tongue. This has a very subtle black pepper spice, but the cherries, the raspberry are very pronounced here. The vanilla oak is very pronounced. It's just a beautiful wine. Again, needless to say, you want to age this. I have this in a decanter. This is going to sit for a couple of hours. I just opened it about an hour ago. Still has a little bit to go. You want to just get, as you're decanting every once in a while, what you want to do is just get some oxygen in there to let it breathe, to bring it to room temperature quicker, right? So, now, if you say, well, this is a little too hefty price for me, there are other versions. So there are tons of Sangiovese grape out there. What I suggest is most of the Sangiovese grape varieties being grown in Italy. However, there are other countries that are growing Sangiovese. If you're going to taste Sangiovese, please taste it from the Tuscan region. If you can't, go for the top Brunello. And if you're serving wine, don't start with the Brunello and then go down, because this is your finisher right here. So there is another version called Rosso di Montalcino. Is made from the same Sangiovese grape. So what happens is the best grapes in the area are used for the Brunello, and then the other grapes, people say the less quality. I wouldn't call it less quality. I would just say those grapes that are not used for the Brunello, the top wines of the region, are used for the Rosso di Montalcino. So price point as low as $21 I found, and you still get the same flavors. It's still a beautiful wine. And we talked about, I talked about earlier in China, chase after the producers. Marchese di Frescobaldi, I have yet to taste a wine that disappoints. So if you're going to, they produce an amazing Chianti Classico, and my favorites is Tenuto di Castiglione, is a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Sangiovese, and Merlot, $21. It is just spectacular. Plus you have the blend too, so you get the different acidity, the different tannins, and the different fruity flavors of the Merlot that are in that blend. So great wine as well. However, right here, Frescobaldi, they, great white wine, Povino. I'm telling you, everything they produce is just spectacular. That's why I stick to the producer. and it's hard to go wrong. So when you find something, just try different wines from the same producer and see if you like their different brands or their different grape varieties. However, this one, again, Rosso di Montalcino, if you want something a little less. There is also another wine that I love, and it's probably used by 85% Sangiovese grape, is Morellino di Scanzano. It's from the Scanzano area in Italy. Morellino means the small dark one. You're gonna have tart, acidity, great dark cherry flavors as well. If you like the Brunello, if you like the Sangiovese, if you like the Rosso, try the Morellino di Scanzano. Is not going to disappoint as well. Again, the Sangiovese in 15% is probably other grape varieties, and really adds that shine to it as well. So try those three. Again, what you want to do is likely start with the Rosso di Montalcino and then go to the Brunello. I always have Rosso di Montalcino in the cellar because it's an really good everyday wine. And again, the pairing is just incredible with any dish that has higher acidity. So we talked about a little about the region. Tuscany is probably one of my favorite regions, and really it's hard to go wrong, I think, with some of the Sangiovese that's out there. Again, if you're gonna try it for the first time, stick to the Tuscan region. You want try something that is try the Rosso or the Morellino, or even try the blends that are out there. The Chianti Classico is still made with the Sangiovese grape, so you really wanna and I've yet to know somebody that doesn't like Chianti Classico. So try it out. Marchesi di Frescobaldi, you won't be disappointed. Their wines are produced just fantastically. If you guys want to explore an amazing region, obviously Tuscany is one of the prime regions, and you'll fall in love. You won't want to leave. So that's it. Hopefully you guys like the wine for this weekend. Let me know what you think. Post the comments. What I did want to touch base just quickly is a lot of people ask, how do we know if wine is bad, or I tasted wine and wine is bad. I want to give you guys a quick just some knowledge on when wine is really bad, because again, we talked about I talked about some of the food wine pairings that'll make a wine taste bad. It's not the wine, it's just the pairing that makes the wine taste bad. However, when we look at wine color, okay, so let's look at that first. Many different colors, from ruby, garnet, purple, tawny, depending on the wine, you'll have different colors. And when I'm saying, when I talk about colors, I like this brochure because it gives me a good depiction of what I want to talk about. You could see the outer edge right here. So what you want to do here is grab the wine, grab a white background, and what you want to do is, I don't know if you guys can see that here, but you want to tilt the glass, as you see in this picture right here. Tilt the glass forward, put the white background, and just look at the outer edge. And the outer edge is going to tell you, so you're going to have either ruby or garnet or purple. And as red wine ages, it starts to go to the brown, orange, amber. So if you think, well, I'm not sure if this wine is good, the first test is look at it on the white background. If you start to see if it's brown or orange, that is indication the wine is probably aged or oxidized or something happened to it. Obviously, smell is going to be a really good indicator, and it usually happens right away. As soon as you bring it to your nose, you're like, "Ooh, hold on a second." And you might smell some wet newspaper, just damp wood, something that is just off. Your nose is going to tell you. You don't have to be an expert. You're going to smell it. And don't be deceived by some of the barnyard smells. Some of the barnyard smells can actually be a quality of the wine, like in Pinot Noir. So don't jump to conclusions too quick. Go for the smell. If you start to smell a wet newspaper, damp, you want to do the visual test. If the wine is purple, garnet, your wine color, you're like, well, this looks good. Well, it hasn't necessarily gone bad. And then the third is obviously the taste, and you want to see what's going on between the three, between the visual, the smell, the taste, and then you make a conclusion, right? And you obviously want to do it with a clean palate. So if you ate something before acidic or something that's going to throw off the wine, you want to rinse. You want to wait a little bit, and then you just want to go into the wine. The one thing I don't recommend is don't chew gum, don't have any mints, residual aftertaste of gum or mints in the mouth and the palate will last for hours. So you don't want to be having any of that before you taste wine, because your wine's just going to be off. So that's just a little tip there, right? Some people say, well, this wine tastes really bad. And I say, well, what did you have an hour ago? And sometimes they say, well, I had gum, or that'll just throw it off, right? So again, just quickly on the colors. White wine, however, will go from the beautiful lemon colors and the straw and the hay, and we'll start to go into the ambers and the oranges and just this light brown. So again, this will go into the ambers, the reds will go into the brown and oranges, and that's when you know, well, let me see what the other two qualities of the wine will give me. So hopefully that gives you guys a good rundown, and that's about it. But again, back to Frescobaldi. This wine will probably be finished tonight, but hopefully you guys like that. Have any comments or suggestions, just post on the, or send me a quick DM. That's it. Hopefully you guys like this weekend's wine. Stay safe. Jules here from behind the cork. Cheers.